Hi out there in the YouTube world. So it's me, the Puzzle Master, and today's video is going to be all about how to deal with Libra. Libra the balance, always wanting to weigh out things and the pros and the cons. And, well, okay, let's break down, first off, all the base constituent components of what makes Libra Libra. And, okay, so they're ruled by Venus, which is the god of love and beauty and harmony. And they're also, well, they're the scale, right? Because the symbol Libra falls at the time of year when we have the equinox. So light and night, or day and night, are 50-50 at this time. So this sign often struggles a lot with decisions, and because they can see both sides. And they're very, very knowledgeable people. They typically like to read, so they might have glasses. Not that I just mean that they have that kind of nerdy book kind of vibe about them, where they like to read, they like to learn, and they're not really that fixed on their opinions. They're a cardinal sign. I mentioned that the previous sign, Virgo, is mutable. Well, it goes cardinal, fixed, mutable. So that would mean that Libra, the next one, is cardinal. Now, cardinal means they have that kind of initiatory or initiation energy, where they will kind of, take the steps that are necessary in order to, even though they have that cardinal energy, they are very, very indecisive. So when it comes to grocery shopping or picking things out, even if they're things that they're interested in, if they liked rocks and minerals and stuff like that. If you're at a rock store, they're going to be but they're all so nice. To pick one is to have to narrow things down and actually make decisions and to be put on the spot. They don't like that so much. They're the type where they would kind of brood over and think and have all the thoughts in their mind, because this is an air sign, so it's also very communicative and about communication. Now, because they're Libra, the balance, you might think that well, they're always gonna they can be very sweet in their wording, and not in a bad way, but a little bit. Other people, especially Leos or Taurus or fixed signs, are gonna find it kind of frustrating, because you could ask them their views about something and they'll tell you their view, and then less than 30 seconds later they're already changing their mind, and it's well, you just said that you hated that, and now you're saying that you like that. And it's make up your mind, Libra, because they have a hard time doing that. And it's not that they're liars, because they're not. They ebb and flow, and their opinions change. And they're also very aware that their opinions change, so they don't really like to bring, just because they know about something. Let's just say they were reading a fascinating book, and they learned all this cool stuff about whatever. They might not share that with you. If you're just what'd you do today? And they'll be well, I read a book. And you're well, tell me about the book. And not so much, because they, with that indecisive energy, they know that what they've read might not be the truth. So to preach it or to speak of it and give it value, when they know that it might not even be true, they feel that even speaking their own truth at any given moment might actually be speaking a lie, because in the future their opinion might have changed on that. So they don't really like to, seem very opinionated or fixed on their views of the world, because they're always changing. Now, because Libra is ruled by Venus, the god of love and beauty and harmony, they like the positive things in the world. Now, a lot of them might harbor some more of the negative elements, because they can always see both sides of a situation, both sides to the coin, the light and the dark. And but because they're ruled by Venus, they also know that, like, they know how to say it to you and paint a picture that's positive. Even if it isn't actually, like, what's going on in their head, that is kind of, they would rather talk about the roses and the flowers and the good in the world, instead of, like, if you started talking about world poverty and war and stuff going on in the Gaza Strip and stuff in Iran and Iraq and in Syria, the Libra, that is gonna, like, pop their bubble of joy, and there's just gonna be, like, ick everywhere, because they're gonna be like, yeah, you're not that good company if you're gonna be talking about negative stuff. And they'll see you as being like a negative Nelly, you know, like they won't want you to be talking about that kind of stuff. They'll be like, you know, like, there is bad in the world, but, like, let's focus on the good stuff, right? That's how Libras are. They don't really want you to, like, shake the apple cart. They don't want there to be chaos, because Libra is the balance. They love balance and harmony and having everything, you know, add up to 100%. And that's, like, if you added it all up and you're missing something, it'd be like, how is something missing? Because they are really, really smart, and they're very analytical thinkers, and very good at legal issues, being the scales that represents, like, justice and liberty, and, you know, being free thinking and not being put in restraint by society and other people's views, because they're very sensitive to other people, and depending on the type of person that they're interacting with, similar to a Pisces, where, like, a Pisces does it more in the way where it's not in their control. It's kind of chameleon-like, where if they're around a bunch of people that are, like, I don't know, gothic or something, they might come off a little more like that, compared to if they're hanging out with, like, a bunch of, like, handymen that are, like, fixing a boat or something, then they're going to be like that. But the Libra person is actually really smart, and they do it from an intellectual perspective, not an automated thing that just happens. They actually think about it. And they're not going to tell you something about themselves if it would upset you, because they want you to view them in good light. And, you know, so they're not going to, like, hang out with their, like, dirty laundry for you to just be like, ugh. They don't want you to be judging them. So they can be a little more secretive, I suppose, when it comes to, like, the darker elements of their persona. And it's not that they're being manipulative or anything like that. They're just very kind and loving individuals. And even though everybody has a little bit of a dark streak somewhere in their character that we might not want to share with the world, because we think that, like, you know, the way that we've been raised in, like, a Western society with Santa and the Easter Bunny and all this fairy pixie dust, we've kind of been trained that, like, you have to be positive all the time. And to point out anything negative is being negative. And, you know, if you have nothing good to say, don't you say it. At least don't say it to a Libra, because you'll just upset them. So, yeah. I hope that this video has been informative and that you learned something about Libra. Yeah, please like this and share, and I'll be doing more videos, so keep posted for that. Mwah. Bye for now.